we are back. It is week 3. That means it's time for some tips and tools and how do we put all of this information together in sort of strategic little bite-sized chunks that you can actually make a go for it, right?
Sink your teeth into.
Yes, make a difference. All right, so tool or tip number 1 is breathe, right? So effectively and deeply. This is part of what we were talking about. It's going to help for all of our systems. So this is going to help for every little aspect of our physical aging that we're working on this unit.
I mean, what would happen if you didn't breathe for 2-3 minutes? What's the one thing that you can't do without? It's air. We don't think about it because we unconsciously do it all the time, but we're not getting that full dispelling of old air, stale air, and fresh air coming in and really reoxygenating the entire lung system and dispersing it throughout. So that's really what we want to work on. Get some good, deep, strong breaths, fresh breaths, and full exhalations as well.
Yeah, and you can develop different practices that work for you because some you might not like or they won't, resonate with you. So do look around and find something that does work for you. And, don't hold your breath when the stress comes again, because we tend to do that. We clench our teeth, we hold our breath, right? Yeah. So just being mindful of taking those big, full breaths. I love to practice gratitude. So with that breath comes gratitude, right? And that also is going to help with not only the physical body, but overall mental health as well.
Yeah, relieving stress and just relaxing the body for sure. So.
Right. All right, number 2, Mel.
Number 2 is hydration.
Ooh, yep.
You've got to have those cells lubricated for them to do what they need to do. So probably the thing after the 3-minute mark or 2 or 3 minute mark, if you didn't get oxygen, the next thing, like water, you probably could only go a few days before your body would shut down. So it is really the next most important thing to all our bodies completely.
Yeah. And I'm lucky. I actually love water, but I know a lot of people who don't love taking in a lot of water. They don't like the taste. It's boring, whatever. So there are ways that you can get that water in you that's going to make it a little bit more appetizing, I suppose. Drops of essential oil. You can, as long as it's a pure, good quality that is allowed to be taken internally, you can put a drop of like lemon or lime or orange or peppermint or whatever flavor you like.
Sliced cucumber.
Yeah, some fresh fruit or vegetables.
Mint, basil, anything like that is good in it. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Unsweetened coconut water is going to really hydrate your cells because it's going to have electrolytes in there. Even watermelon juice, that'll be helpful. And any non-sugary beverage, preferably non-carbonated, because carbonation actually acidifies the body. So those are the things that you can count as your water consumption. And remember, it's approximate, without including sweating and really windy, drying days, would be half your body weight, pounds, half your body weight is going to be in ounces. So working in pounds as your body weight.
So say you weigh 200 pounds, half of that, 100 pounds, you're going to drink 100 ounces
of water.
Ideally. We've had guest speakers on telling us ways as well that she'll have a big water bottle. She'll put on 8 elastics. Like she's going to want to drink 8 of those a day. Every time she completes one, she takes an elastic off and works her way down. Or you can add the elastic to watch them growing. Right. I mean, there's ways to keep track of your water intake if you don't tend to drink enough, right? And drinking it not maybe as late at night as I do, because you might have to get up to have a little piddle in the night.
That's important. And we can't count, alcohol or sugary things or coffee. Those are not things that can be counted in your water consumption because caffeine is dehydrating, alcohol is dehydrating, so you're actually working against it. So you have to add a cup into every sweating for 15 minutes, alcohol consumed, et cetera, et cetera.
And just make it convenient. Like carry that bottle around with you, put it in the car holder when you get in. If you're going on a drive, setting up the car, getting it ready, put the water in. Just having it available is key. All right, number 3, shaking. We talked about this. Shake It Up Baby is actually the name of the tool in Ageless Grace that I teach. And we really focus on everything from getting our joints shaking. We move all of our different systems. We've talked about how it helps with, you know, your cellular health, your circulatory system, getting the blood flowing and moving and everything working, your lymphatic system, helping it drain and everything moving, and just really starting to wake you up. It also is really good for your brain as well, and mental, and it feels good. If you have even like stress or anger or anything, people say shake it off, and as Mel showed you, you quite literally physically shake it off. So that is a great one. And you can do it
in any position. You can do it sitting, standing, laying
down. Exactly. So it's kind of on a fair playing field for everybody. Even with maybe injuries or mobility issues, you can still shake or shake around the injured area.
I was gonna say, conjure up a little Elvis in you. Get a little shake.
Oh yeah, baby. You have to have the twitch.
Number 4 is eliminating or pooping. It's not a topic people like to talk about, but it's something we all do, hopefully multiple times a day.
Yeah.
Because we really have to have that elimination going. We take it in, we gotta have it able to go back out, right? So again, hydration comes into that, fiber comes into that. You can do things like self-massage, and again, you can do that with the oils that Christine spoke of, the essential oils.
You always recommend a castor oil pack as well. Yeah. You can buy those packs that you would put on your belly or help.
You just really have to be mindful of the castor oil itself, how it was pressed, how it was processed. Is it organic? Is it in a glass bottle? Glass bottle, because otherwise you're pulling those xenoestrogens from the plastics, which is plastic is basically made from the oil industry, so it's not something you want in your body. So
carcinogenic too,
yeah. So you just need to be mindful of the product itself. So we can recommend something for you if you need, and then you can also do things like twisting. So in yoga we do a lot of twisting poses, and again, that's great for the inner organs, right? Including your bowels, because again, you're putting, like that thyroid one, you're squeezing and then you're letting go. You're squeezing and you're letting go. So it brings circulation through it. And you're literally, when you're massaging or you're twisting, you can be moving the poop along the chute, as it were, just to be super graphic.
You mentioned high fibrous foods and stuff like that.
Yes, fiber and water will definitely help. So those are some things to try.
All right, poop away. Number 5, movement. So this, again, we're talking about physical aging. This is going to help in everything. And we've mentioned there's so many ways to get moving, right? You don't have to be a Olympic athlete. You can just choose to start walking more, stretching more in the morning, shaking it up, just getting that sort of routine or a good habit of moving on a regular basis. We mentioned as well setting an alarm on your phone, and if you're typing away at your desk, every half hour it goes off. Stand up, stretch, walk around, get outside quickly, do a sun salutation or a walk around the block.
Some jumping jacks, get on a mini trampoline. That's really great for a lot of systems.
4-minute exercise that you showed as well.
4-minute exercise is brilliant. It really, you can do it anywhere, nothing needed. It's a great one, and it's super revving and energizing. So
yeah, you don't need it's not about getting a gym membership and spending a lot of money or doing things that are out of your comfort zone. It's about using the tools that you have, just using your own body, your own gravity, right, to make things happen, and just finding things that you enjoy, else you won't do it again.
Exactly.
All right.
Dance like nobody's watching. It's another way, right? So number 6 is lymph systems. So again, lymph nodes are all over the body, a lot in the armpits, the groin area, in under the chin. Maybe you remember getting sick when you were young and it was sore and swollen under the chin. A lot of lymph nodes in there. Of course, the breast has a lot of lymph nodes. So again, dry brushing in certain patterns is really helpful.
We talked about this in some of the other videos. We're just kind of reminding you through the tips and tools.
Right. So doing the dry brushing, and again, up towards the heart all the time. And the leg would be as well. You can do the massaging, again, behind the knees, in the groin, belly, under the chin, bringing it down the neck. Right. And the pits towards the heart. So that's not really, there's lots of in-depth stuff you can look at to see a proper lymph drainage massage. Dry brushing is fantastic because it loosens up the dry skin cells and sloughs them off so that you can sweat more, and the lymph has better way to expel what it needs to. And then, of course, breathing and just general circulation. So again, movement and all that. It's circular, right?
Essential oils as well. Cypress oil is
Yes.
excellent for circulation as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, number 7, sleep and rest. And it's overrated, and I know we're busy and sometimes we don't have time to go to bed as early as we want. I certainly notice this more as I age, though, that I need not necessarily more sleep, but a better quality sleep, right? And that, again, we've talked about and we've had a sleep coach tell us the different things that we can do to help get us prepared for that. And that's, Melanie mentioned, like, not being on your screens, not having that stimulation, especially electronically before bed. Also eating, not eating right before bed, so your body has a chance to digest and can rest properly as well. Light, our sleep coach mentioned, it's not only important to have the darkness at night around you so that your mind and everything shuts off, but to also absorb enough light in the day to complement that, right? Like the yin yang. So
the body knows it should be awake, and it knows when to rest.
Yeah.
Due to the light and dark cycles, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So get into a good routine. That's the other thing. I am guilty. I'm not super big on routines. But if you can, people do say that they tend to have better sleeps because your body is preparing for it, and it becomes habitual.
Yeah. Again, that little bit of self-care you do before sleep that can calm you and relax you. And also not having your electronics right beside the bed playing games or whatever right before you go to sleep, because again, it's stimulating.
Have a diffuser.
Diffusers are
With
great
some essential
too.
oils,
Yeah.
puts you in the sleepy mood, maybe
Exactly.
some sleepy time oils.
Nice chamomile or lavender.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so number 8.
Number 8 is nutrition and nourishment. So always remember to feed your body. Your body doesn't actually need cookies or cakes. It doesn't add anything. It doesn't add anything nutritionally to our system. So the only
Those
reason
are extras.
we eat technically is to nourish the cells, not to feed our tongue and face and emotions.
Pleasures.
That's right. So it's really become, and I think it's just because we have so much time and energy on our hands that this is now a thing, right?
Yeah.
When we had to struggle to get food on the table and prepare it all, and in those times,
When we had time.
when we didn't have time because we were doing all the other things, we didn't have time to think about, I can make a really great cake, and I can make a you were doing other things which kept us busy as well. So now that we do have all of
We
this,
do live a
luxury
fast
time,
lifestyle too. Like, it's running from work to soccer practice to this and that. It's like, I'm going to have to go through the drive-through and making not the best choices because we're not prepared. So setting ourselves up right and having that time management and preparedness. But and having just so much, always available to us that are not good choices. And we're human. We have temptations, right? And we sometimes have better willpower than others. So I did mention as well, for me, it's also a lot about moderation and making sure I'm putting in a lot of the good ones so that I don't mind or allow myself those not so good ones as well. And then I don't feel deprived.
Right. So make sure you're adding in as much nutritionally dense stuff in the day as you can. And again, that will eventually help you to not even want the yuckier stuff because you just sort of wean yourself in a way because your body calls for the other stuff.
Yeah. All right. Number 9, brain fitness. So we talked about keeping the body healthy, but what about the brain? I mean, I know this unit is on physical aging, but the brain is physically aging, right? And we need to get that little bit of fitness in as well. We mentioned a lot of ways in our videos, right? That I do different things in my Ageless Grace class where we're doing geometry. We do a triangle on one side, a circle on the other. We add a line with the nose. Yeah. I'm getting good at it because I practice. I teach so many classes a week, and that's what I tell everybody. Practice. It's you're not supposed to start off knowing everything. And also with neuroplasticity, it's all about, opening the neural paths and sending the message from the brain to the body and learning something new. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to get it right to have the benefits that you are exercising your brain. It doesn't have to have a perfect result to get the benefits. So doing these kinds of, brain teasers and puzzles and learning something new we mentioned before, whether it's a language, an instrument, a sport, a hobby, anything.
Get a new hobby, yeah, something that you haven't tried before.
Teach somebody else
Yes.
something Teaching is actually a really good way as well, because you're going over the whole process, right? The systemic, learning and process and analytical thinking of how to deliver this information.
The information good for someone else. Yep,
so, brain fitness. There we go. Number 10, Mel. Take her away.
Number 10 is stress management. So important, right? It's something we all live through every day. There's things that stress us. I know the one thing that I can't stop stressing about, or the one thing that I haven't mastered for sure, is driving. I get a little bit
road rage.
Not quite road ragey, but something similar.
Well, and I actually have a little tip for that. And it doesn't always work, but you can try it and have fun with trying it. Is it's really easy to just get angry at the person who's driving like a maniac, or who cut you off, or who's driving super slow. But I sometimes try to flip it and have fun and create a story. What's their story? Why are they driving like that? They're driving really slow because, it's their first time back on the road after having an accident, and they're really, and then I feel,
nervous
I really feel compassion for them. So then all of a sudden I'm like, back off. I don't want to stress them out. I feel compassion. And then it's like the crazy erratic driver. Oh, maybe his parent is dying and he has like 5 minutes to get to the hospital, and everybody let him through, so I create a little story and try to feel some compassion for them. And that helps ease my stress level, because now I'm not taking on this, anger towards them. And, anyway, it's just kind of a fun little thing you can try.
Yeah.
But another thing with stress is to, again, be intentional, right? So choose the thing that you're working on and be intentional towards that, and let the other stuff go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't take it all on too much too soon, like even this coursework that you're doing with us, the program, like, oh my gosh, I have so many questions. I don't have time. I haven't watched the video. That's okay. Just pick one thing. Focus on that. Give it your all. Give it your intention. And from there, I think the rest of it is makes it more manageable, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Number 11 is
our final one's gotta be number 11.
To play. Don't take play out of your life. Play is joy. Play is laughter. Play keeps us young at heart, right?
Why do children get to have all the fun, right? We see them laughing and playing. We're like, oh, I was once like that. You still can be. You can still enjoy the little things. They love discovering new things and learning. So our brain naturally stops learning around the age of 21, 22. We stop learning new things. We relearn old things, but we're not discovering. So go out and learn something new. Find fun. Find humor. I think humor is so important, right? If you're taking things too seriously, watch a comedian. I don't know. Find someone who can, brighten your day, who's a funny person to be around, and just learn to lighten up and laugh and have fun.
Yeah, boost your endorphins. It really does.
Yeah. It's really good all over, physically with the endorphins, and just for the soul. It's medicine for the soul, as they say, and I really do believe.
Try doing a somersault. Try doing. You might
and laugh at yourself while you're doing it, right?
Yeah, it's just joyful to be able to move and laugh.
Be creative. It's so relaxing. Draw, paint, do something that's outside the box, and have fun with it. And again, don't be like the perfectionist. My painting isn't as good as this one on paint night. Just enjoy the process and have fun, and play. Yeah, channel your inner child and play.
That's what we think you should do. So enjoy.
So those are our top 11. Yes. I wonder why we picked 11. And we hope that they help. We have them written out for you in the PDF to remind you as well. Pick one of these and try it. Practice it. Focus on it. Put some intentional thought and energy into it. And we hope that they help. And once you've got that one, move on to another one.
That's right. Next week, add another one.
Yeah. All right. You're almost there. We'll see you in our final week next week.
Bye.
Bye.